Hey everybody, welcome to Abundant Source Raw on YouTube, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about the importance of disease and illness. Normally when people think of disease, they think of the enemy. They don't want to be diseased and sick and ill. You know, they don't want to be plagued uh, by some type of illness that's gonna cripple them or make them feel bad for however long. And one thing I really wanted to talk about a little bit is inflammation, because inflammation is the start of all disease. And what causes inflammation? Well, basically everything causes inflammation. It's almost impossible to avoid. Not only does eating the wrong foods cause it, but anything, any type of pain is going to cause inflammation. You know, you stub your toe, you got inflammation. If you exercise for too long or too hard, you're going to get inflammation. Almost anything will cause inflammation. Even bad thoughts, sitting the wrong way will cause inflammation, and negative thoughts that are putting stress on you will cause inflammation. So it's almost impossible to avoid, and it is the start of all disease. It's basically the first thing that's going to happen is your body's going to become inflamed whenever something happens to it that shouldn't be happening. And this is a natural thing. We really want this to happen because it's our body's signals letting us know that something is off and we need to change something. Disease is not the bad guy. It's not the cause of anything. It's not the symptom's fault that you're sick. The symptom is never the cause of the problem. You need to address the root cause, which is usually, for the most part, most diseases just caused by bad eating habits. And then you've also got not enough sleep, stressed out, chemical environment. There are tons of things that can cause poor health, but definitely the biggest is that people just are not eating what we're supposed to be eating. So when you do something you're not supposed to, like eat unnatural foods or eat cooked foods, your body is going to become inflamed and have other types of symptoms come up because you just put something in there that's not supposed to be there. But this is a good thing. Could you imagine if your body didn't give you pain signals? I mean, pain is a huge motivator. We need pain. Maybe we don't need it, but it's definitely a huge motivator to have us correct the problem. Without these symptoms, we would just keep on doing the same thing, damaging ourselves over and over and over, and we would never care to do the right thing because we're not feeling discomfort, we're not feeling any pain, so we would just continue to kill ourselves until all of a sudden we just fall dead. Could you imagine if you didn't get that cold from eating poorly, or you didn't get tired and depressed if you didn't sleep enough, or you didn't crash and feel terrible after drinking 8 cups of coffee. You would just continue to do these things until, like I said, all of a sudden your heart stops. So we have to have this. The symptoms are a good thing. The symptoms are telling us we need to change something. And what's the problem is that people are ignoring the symptoms. Everything, diabetes, cancer, just a headache, stomach ache, anything, people just look at it as the enemy, and they say, oh, I've got this thing that's plaguing me, and it just won't go away, and I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't think I did anything wrong. It's just it came out of nowhere. It fell from the sky, and and now I've got the flu. And a lot of people think that disease is inevitable, and it's kind of sad that we live in this world and have the knowledge and the education that is possible. We have all the knowledge we need out there. It's just not getting out to everybody. And so now people are misled and misdirected, and they think that disease is just something that happens, that it's unavoidable, and there's nothing we can do about it, which is complete nonsense. You can never end up having even the slightest bit of disease, even a headache, even a little tummy ache. You could go your whole life without having any of these if you just follow uh, life the way nature designed it. If you just stay within nature's laws and live life the way it was supposed to be lived, then you would never have to suffer from any of these symptoms. But because we've gone outside of nature's laws and we're doing things that no natural animal should be doing, we've created a lot of problems. And one of our problems is modern medicine, uh, which blocks our signals, the natural signals that are supposed to be tell us, hey, you need to stop this, you need to correct what you're doing. This pain we're getting, that headache we get, saying, hey, calm down, slow down for a minute, stop eating what you're eating, get some sleep, get some rest, hydrate yourself. We can just now pop a pill with synthetics or some type of toxic chemicals that are basically what's happening is when you take a pill like this or you take some kind of synthetic drug or some kind of vaccine or whatever else, it's basically distracting your body's natural function of healing. Your body is trying to heal itself. When you've got the fever, when you've got the symptom, your body's trying to heal itself, and now you've just put some kind of chemical toxin in your body, and now the cells of your body are going, okay, great, we're trying to heal this, and now he's just put something incredibly dangerous that needs to be dealt with right away. So basically your body takes priority over the chemical that just got released into it, and it has to subdue the chemicals just put into your body, whatever it is, a shot, a pill, and it's going to, first of all, with all the synthetics and the chemicals, it's going to sort of confuse your body, and it's going to give off weird signals. Your body doesn't really know exactly what to do because it's some sort of substance that's not supposed to be in it at all, and so it has to go deal with that and take priority off of healing itself. So when you get sick and then you pop a pill, it's just distracting your body from healing itself, and now you've just made yourself even more sick. You're just relieving the pain and the discomfort for a little bit, and then you're going to have even worse symptoms. Or if the body does manage to heal what you had prior, then you just popped a pill and created a new symptom. So all your body needs is time to heal itself. You don't need to go to the doctor for the flu or a headache or even diabetes or cancer. Going to the hospital for one of those diseases is probably your last option if I was you. So disease and the symptoms are not the enemy. They're here to help us. We just have to listen to them. We just have to use a little bit of common sense and say, okay, this is probably happening for a reason. I'm probably in pain for a reason. Maybe I should think about what I'm doing and try to correct it. Instead of going to the doctor, cancer patients, they go in for chemotherapy, chemical therapy, and basically cancer, it's an acid condition, and they're trying to improve your health with more acid conditions. Chemotherapy is so toxic and acidic and horrible for your health, and it's never helped one person get cured from cancer. The body cures cancer on its own, and just because it was able to cure itself while you were doing chemotherapy doesn't mean that the chemotherapy worked. In fact, it probably stopped you from healing as quickly as possible in the first place. So I would never recommend chemotherapy to anyone. And the whole disease thing is, most people don't really understand it either. Disease doesn't come from without. Disease always comes from within. Well, unless we're talking about chemicals in our environment that basically breathing in, so it's still coming from within. It's still going through our skin, and the disease doesn't start by getting an infectious, I don't know, bacteria, a virus, or anything like that. It is possible for bacteria and certain microorganisms to take over that, are not beneficial for our body. That's definitely possible, but it can only happen in someone who's not healthy. If you're healthy, it would never happen. And so the real cause of disease is just that you're unhealthy because you're eating the wrong things, you're living unnaturally. You need to start living inside of nature's laws again. Look to nature and look how every other animal lives. Look at our closest relatives, the great apes, the anthropods, and look at what they're doing. We are so similar to them, and you can get more information and experience on how to live by watching a bonobo, a chimpanzee, than you could ever get from any medical textbooks or anything like that out there. Any nutritionist or nutrition school would, the information you get from any of that would be subpar just from observing how our closest relatives live. We need to get back into nature's laws and live the way we're supposed to. And when you do that, all disease and all symptoms disappear. It's that simple, but people are misled and misdirected and have the wrong information, and it's mostly for power, personal gain, and monetary gain for a few individuals, which is unfortunate, but we can overcome it. Just get reconnected by living inside of nature's laws, eating the right foods that's going to bump up your biophotons, which is the nutrient that helps all your cells communicate and communicate with every other living being on the planet. And everybody's biophoton levels are so low because we cook our food and it destroys 100% of the biophotons in our food, and so we have a feeling of disconnectedness. We're supposed to have 6 senses, just like John Rose talks about, and now we only have 5 because we destroyed our 6th sense by cooking our food. And it's created a dark side to our behavior, and it's created disease and many other things that are uncomfortable and unpleasant for the human body and the human experience. So disease is your friend. Don't hate disease. If you want to stop feeling hurt and feeling that pain and discomfort, then just end the cause, end what's causing it. Get on a raw vegan diet, do at least a 30-day juice fast. That might be easier for a lot of people. Just eat more fruit and vegetables in their raw natural state, and in just a few months you could never have to feel any of that pain or discomfort again for as long as you live, if you just continue eating the diet we're supposed to eat and living the way that we're supposed to live. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoy the content I put out, then please subscribe and share these videos with people you love and care about, and let's all get reconnected and get back to paradise. Thank you. See you in the next video.